You know, as we get older, we think a lot about protecting our hearts, right? We focus on diet, we try to manage stress, we look at our family history. But what if I told you that leading cardiologists are now warning us about a completely different kind of danger, one that might not be on your plate or in your genes at all? Let's dig into what that is.
What if it's sitting right there, quietly, in your medicine cabinet? Yeah, we're talking about common, everyday pills, the ones that are FDA-approved, that your doctor prescribed, the ones so many of us take every single day. The thing is, in an aging body, these pills can come with some quiet risks, and their side effects, they often get brushed off as just, getting older.
Okay, now this isn't about making you afraid. Not at all. This is about empowering you with facts. Facts that are backed by solid research and trusted by experts. We're going to count down the 5 riskiest types of medication for people over 60, and trust me, what you learn here could be a real game changer for your health and your independence.
All right, let's kick off our countdown with number 5. This one is found in pretty much every home in the country, and I'd bet you've taken it at some point.
It's ibuprofen and other NSAIDs. That stands for nonsteroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. You probably know them as Advil or Aleve or naproxen. You get a headache, your arthritis acts up. It's almost second nature to just reach for one. But here's the thing. After age 60, that simple habit can put a serious hidden strain on your heart.
So here's how it works. NSAIDs can mess with how your kidneys handle salt and water. And since our kidney function naturally slows down as we age, these drugs can make your body hold on to extra fluid. Maybe you've noticed your ankles are a bit swollen, or you just feel kind of heavy and tired. Well, all that extra fluid makes your heart work overtime, which is especially risky if you already have high blood pressure. So, as you can see, the best thing to do is talk to your doctor. You might find that something like acetaminophen or even non-drug options like physical therapy are a much safer.
All right, moving on to number 4. This group of drugs is often prescribed for 2 of the biggest complaints among older adults: anxiety and trouble sleeping. We're talking about benzodiazepines. The names might ring a bell: lorazepam, temazepam, diazepam. For a lot of people, they feel like a lifesaver, They calm your mind, they help you finally get some rest. But the way they work is by slowing down your entire central nervous system. And in an older body, that effect can sometimes go way too far.
So, what's the real danger here? Well, by slowing down your reaction time and messing with your balance, they can dramatically increase your risk of falling, and a fall can be a life-changing event for a senior. On top of that, long-term use is also linked to memory problems and brain fog. It's so important not to just stop these cold turkey. The key is to work with your doctor on a plan to gradually reduce them, while exploring some really effective non-drug options, like cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia or even simple breathing exercises.
Okay, let's move on to number 3. This is a medication that millions of people take for heartburn, and they often take it for years and years without ever thinking twice.
These are the proton pump inhibitors, or PPIs. Think omeprazole or pantoprazole. Now don't get me wrong, they work wonders for acid reflux. But here's the catch. They were never meant for long-term daily use, especially in older adults. Over time, they can cause this kind of silent drain on your body's resources. Here's why that is. Your stomach acid is actually really important. It helps you absorb nutrients like vitamin B12 and calcium. So when you shut that acid production down for years on end, you can end up with some serious deficiencies. We're talking weak bones, anemia, and feeling tired all the time. The action plan here is super clear. If you've been on a PPI for months or even years, it is time to have a chat with your doctor. A lot of people find they can lower their dose or even stop safely with the right medical guidance.
Coming in at number 2 is a category that, well, it might honestly surprise you. It involves the very medications that are prescribed to protect the heart in the first place.
That's right, heart and blood pressure medications themselves. Look, these drugs are absolute lifesavers. There's no doubt about that. But the danger isn't the drug itself, it's the lack of careful, ongoing monitoring. Because the dose and the combination that worked perfectly for you at age 55 might become a real risk by the time you're 75.
See, as our bodies age, our metabolism changes. A dose that used to be just right can suddenly become way too strong, and that can lead to side effects like dizziness, confusion, fatigue, and even falls. And what are those symptoms so often blamed on? You guessed it, just getting older. This is exactly why regular medication reviews with your doctor are absolutely essential. You have to make sure the cure isn't accidentally becoming the risk.
And that brings us to the number 1 hidden threat to the hearts of older adults. It's not a single pill you can point to on a shelf. It's something much more subtle and honestly way more common.
The most dangerous pill of all. is actually all of them. The official name for this is polypharmacy, and it just means taking 5 or more medications every single day. And it is, without a doubt, one of the biggest hidden threats to senior health today.
The scale of this is just staggering. Nearly half, that's 50% of all adults over 65 are dealing with polypharmacy. They're taking 5 or more pills a day, and many are taking way more than that. With every single pill you add to the mix, the risk of side effects and dangerous interactions just skyrockets.
And the effects are so often these subtle, sneaky things that just get written off as a normal part of aging. That constant fatigue you can't shake, the brain fog, feeling unsteady on your feet, unexplained mood swings or digestive problems. All of these can be signs that the combination of medications is simply too much for your body to handle.
So what do? The answer is not to panic and stop taking all your prescriptions. Please do not do that. The solution is to get proactive. It's all about taking a step back and reviewing everything with a trained medical professional who can see the whole picture.
Here is your action plan. It's simple, but it's incredibly powerful. First, schedule a dedicated medication review with your doctor or your pharmacist. Second, don't be afraid to ask the hard questions. Do I still really need this? Is this still the right dose for me at this age? Are there any of these we can safely eliminate? And third, bring up the term deprescribing. That's the process of safely and carefully stopping medications that might not be necessary anymore.
You see, getting healthier doesn't always mean adding another pill. Sometimes it's about thoughtfully taking away what's no longer serving you. If you found this information helpful, please do us a favor and subscribe to the Fresh Vitals channel. We put out more evidence-based health content just like this all the time.
And before you go, we would love to hear from you. How many medications are you or maybe a loved one currently taking? Go ahead and share your story down in the comments. You really never know who you might help or encourage just by sharing your own experience. Thanks so much for watching.